welcome back to Mixed Story Time. Now, we have been working on community helpers, right? We've talked about the friends that keep us healthy. We've talked about friends that keep us safe. And we've talked about friends who help us with our daily needs. Now we need to talk about some other friends in our community that help us learn. And who are those awesome friends? You got it. It's our teachers, right? They are very important people in our community that we need to help us learn, right? So today we're going to learn or read a story about a very clever teacher. Her name is Miss Nelson. And here is the book. It's called The Miss Nelson Collection, okay? It means that there's more than one story in this book about this very clever teacher, Miss Nelson. Today we're going to read the first story, and it's called Miss Nelson is Missing. And the story is by Harry Allard and illustrated by James Marshall, okay? So we're going to see what happens to Miss Nelson. She goes missing. All right, so look out. There's some surprises in this story, girls. So be on the lookout during Miss Nelson is Missing. The kids in room 207 were misbehaving again. Spitballs stuck to the ceiling. Paper planes whizzed through the air. They were the worst behaved class in the whole school. That's terrible. Oh, I'm sure you girls wouldn't do that to your teachers. No. Now settle down, said Miss Nelson in a sweet voice. But the class would not settle down. They whispered and giggled. And they squirmed and made faces. That's not very nice. They were even rude during story hour. Look, standing on their head. And they always refused to do their lessons. Something will have to be done, said Miss Nelson. Girls, what do you think Miss Nelson is going to do? The next morning, Miss Nelson did not come to school. Wow, yelled the kids. Now we can really act up. They began to make more spitballs and paper planes. Today, let's just be terrible, they said. Uh-oh, girls. You know what? That is terrible, isn't it? You wouldn't do that to your teachers, would you? No, I bet you wouldn't. Not so fast, hissed an unpleasant voice. A woman in an ugly black dress stood before them. I am your new teacher, Miss Viola Swamp. Uh-oh, and she rapped the desk with her ruler. Where is Miss Nelson? Asked the kids. Never mind that, said Miss Swamp. Open those arithmetic books. Miss Nelson's kids did as they were told. They could see that Miss Swamp was a real witch. She meant business. Oh my goodness. Right away she put them to work and she loaded them down with homework. Oh my. We'll have no story hour today, said Miss Swamp. Keep your mouths quiet, said Miss Swamp. Sit perfectly still, said Miss Swamp. And if you misbehave, you'll be sorry, said Miss Swamp. The kids in room 207 had never worked so hard. Days went by, and there was no sign of Miss Nelson. Oh, the kids missed Miss Nelson. Where is she? Oh dear, maybe we should try to find her, they said. Some of them even went to the police. Oh my goodness. Do you think the police is going to be able to help find Miss Nelson? What do you think, girls? Well, Detective McSmog was assigned to the case. He listened to their story, and he scratched his chin. He said, I think Miss Nelson is missing. Detective McSmog would not be much help. Other kids went to Miss Nelson's house. Look, the shades were tightly drawn, and no one answered the door. In fact, the only person they did see was the swamp. Oh, she was coming up the street. If she sees us, she'll give us more homework. They got away just in time. Oh my goodness, look. Oh, there's Miss Swamp. Maybe something terrible happened to Miss Nelson. Maybe she was gobbled up by a shark, said one of the kids. But that didn't seem likely. No. Maybe Miss Nelson went to Mars, said another kid. But that didn't seem likely either. No, too far away, right? I know, exclaimed one know-it-all. Maybe Miss Nelson's car was carried off by a swarm of angry butterflies. But that was the least likely of all. No, I don't think I've ever seen butterflies do that. The kids in room 207 became very discouraged. It seemed that Miss Nelson was never coming back, and they would be stuck with Miss Viola Swamp forever. Oh no. Then they heard some footsteps in the hall. Oh, here comes the witch, they said. They whispered. Hello, children, somebody said in a sweet, sweet voice. Girls, who do you think it is? Oh, who do you think? It was Miss Nelson! You're right. Did you miss me? She asked. We certainly did, cried all the kids. Where were you? Well, that's my little secret, said Miss Nelson. How about a story hour? Yes, cried the kids. Miss Nelson noticed that during story hour, no one was rude or silly. What brought about this lovely change, she asked. Well, that's our little secret, said the kids. Now the kids are acting very sweet and polite. Back home, Miss Nelson took off her coat and hung it in the closet right next to an ugly black dress. When it was time for bed, she sang a little song. I'll never tell, said Miss Nelson. Girls. Miss Nelson was missing. Now she's back. But where is Miss Viola Swamp? Well, P.S. Detective McSmog is working on a new case. He is working on looking for Miss Viola Swamp. All right, girls. What happened to Miss Viola Swamp? You will find out in our next story when Miss Nelson is back.